Look at my train. Go!
Here it goes. Here it goes. Are you ready? It feels sparkly, does it? Play this then. Is it Robin's turn? No, Archie.
I'm in the tower.
Shall we build it again?
No.
Hello, and here I am again. Welcome back. It is day 9 of Vlogmas, Monday the 9th of December. It's gone so quickly. Thank you to everyone who's been watching so far and leaving lovely comments, and thank you to new subscribers as well. That's always a delight. I hope you're having a nice Advent. So you may have noticed that I've not been around for a few days. My last upload was actually Thursday night for Vlogmas for, what is that, 5th of December? I want to say 5th. And I haven't uploaded for a few days since. And basically what happened was, as I've alluded to a couple of times, I've been poorly. I managed to get to the doctors, managed to get an urgent doctor's appointment on Friday afternoon, and they clarified what, to be honest, I'd kind of been thinking. I've got bronchitis. I've been coughing for quite a while, 6 weeks, and they prescribed strong antibiotics and gave me back my inhaler, which was a huge relief. And I just had reached the point, through lack of sleep, through everything else, that I just needed to unplug, and I did. I unplugged for the weekend, and it was glorious. I got home from the doctors, so I was at work, then I got home from the doctors, and I actually switched my phone off. I never, ever switch my phone off. I always want people to be able to get hold of me if they need me, obviously family members, etc. But I didn't just, I literally unplugged and turned it off. And it was lovely. I did crawl into bed quite early on Friday night, and I just had a lovely weekend, not being on technology, not doing anything. We've got a few snippets of things that have been recorded, so that's what you're seeing here. But really, I just wanted to come on and say I'm here. And unplugging was the best thing, the absolute best thing I could have done in the run up to Christmas. I read a book, an actual book with actual pages, and I used to be such a prolific reader. I just don't anymore, and I'm enjoying getting back into books again. This one I actually picked up from the library nearly a month ago. There is now a fine waiting for me because I haven't been able to get back and renew it, but never mind, I've read it, so I've paid my dues. It's by B.K. Borison, and it's called Love Light Farms. Lauded as the most exciting new voice in romance. It's set on a Christmas tree farm, and basically the protagonist enters an Instagram competition to try and get some exposure for her struggling Christmas tree farm and to win a lot of prize money. But she puts on the application that she has a boyfriend, obviously doesn't, convinces her best friend of 10 years to play the part of fake boyfriend. There are absolutely no surprises in the plot of this book, but it is delightful. There are a few laugh out loud moments. There are lots of kind of tummy curling moments as well. So yeah, it's really good. I've really enjoyed it. I read it in a weekend, and I'm active. I've looked at the back, and there are some other books by B.K. Borison already, so I'm going to be on the lookout for those. So that was really nice. We also started watching a new series on Amazon Prime, Cross, based on the books by James Patterson, which I've read. Now, it's a huge departure from cozy Christmas chick lit romance there. It's serial killers. Yeah, so a bit of a departure. But I like the cross books and the way they're written. I find them really compelling. I've read them over the years. I started reading them years and years ago when my husband and I first met. And so to see a TV series based on it was kind of what I needed. I almost needed something that was the antithesis to Christmas. And so we curled up and we've binge watched the first, I think, 5 episodes of that. We watched 3 on Saturday night back to back and 2 last night. I think we might watch another one tonight. It's good. If you like serial killers, you know what I mean. That sort of story, that sort of crime story. I think I can cope with it because I know it's fiction. I'm not into true crime at all. But there's something about fiction that makes it a bit safer. I don't know. But it's very interesting. The series is very well done as well. So yeah, other than that, I've barely knit a stitch all weekend. I reached that point of being poorly and needing to just unplug, switch off, put down, that I didn't do anything. Friday night I didn't knit a single stitch. I think it was last night that I cast off the cowl that I was making for Nova, so that's finished. And I did cast on another one. I'm thinking about still making a hat for my son because red is his favourite colour. I might leave the cables this time and just do rib, but we'll see. He has just had a beautiful hat given to him by Emma, which he absolutely loves and is already wearing a lot. So he kind of doesn't need one for this year. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll turn it into one for one of my godchildren. I knit them both hats last year. I don't know really. Or figure something out. So I've kind of cast on aimlessly. And the other thing I've cast on that I hopefully don't have to hand to show you. Now, what am I sitting on? I'm sitting on a Highland cow. Mum life. And that also I don't have to show you is Robin's second Christmas Eve sock, so that's cast on, and I've almost finished the rib of that. I cast that on Friday. So that's it really. We've got Robin a train set. I bought it on Marketplace. It's a retro train set, so it looks like a Hornby type thing, but it's plastic track, and obviously it's very much not Hornby. It's battery operated, and it just goes around, traditional, goes around in a circle. And we'd got it to go around the bottom of the Christmas tree. And on Saturday morning, I said to my husband, I think I might go and get it. Because our plan had been to set it up Christmas Eve so that when he woke up in the morning, he came down and there was this train going around the tree. But it occurred to me that if there was the train going around the tree and he had his stocking from Father Christmas, that might be a bit overwhelming and a bit confusing for him. So we've actually decided to kind of spread the Christmas cheer throughout the run up to Christmas. And we gave it to him on Saturday and he loves it. He's named this steam train Ellie, which is the name of one of the trains at the Lapa Valley Railway that we went to. And we went on holiday with our in-laws. And he's taken her up to his bedroom. He also, my husband, strung fairy lights around the picture rail in Robin's bedroom, and he absolutely loves that as well. It said it was the best surprise ever. Unfortunately, they all fell down. We were holding them up with masking tape. Then we spent a lot of money on command hooks, which are meant to be like the best. And they are. I've never had a problem with them before. I think it's just because of our textured... our textured walls, which then answers a question for us because we were going to get command hooks to put pictures up in his bedroom. He's got some beautiful cross stitches and things, and I didn't want to commit because we've got textured lining paper on the walls. I didn't want to commit to banging a nail in because then if in the future he didn't want a nail there, we'd have to polyfiller it in and it would show. But actually I don't think the command hooks are going to work. So nails it is, which makes life a lot easier. And we're going to put the Christmas lights up again. We're going to get those little kind of plastic hooks with the pins that you push into, like in the olden days when we all had wired networks for internet at home and telephone lines. I used to push them around your skirting board, run them around the edge of the room. We're going to get some of those. So that's that. So what did we do Saturday? Didn't get dressed. We did not get dressed. I think my husband did leave the house briefly to walk the dog in the evening. We were actually under an amber weather warning. Our phones went off on Friday night with a red alert from the government, which was quite alarming. But we checked and where we are actually was in amber, which is slightly less scary. So we basically hunkered down for all of Saturday. I didn't even get out of my pyjamas, which I never do. I never do that. I've not even done the thing where you get up and get into clean pyjamas to have pajama day. I always get dressed. So, I mean, I must have done it at some point in my life, but it's rare enough that I can say I never do it. Yeah, so we curled up, and in the afternoon, Robin wanted to curl up in bed with me, so he went up to my bedroom and we watched Christmas movies on our TV in our bedroom, just snuggled up, and Alan made us lovely food, and he made us lovely cottage pie on Sunday, which was really delicious. His cottage pie is brilliant. The other thing we did was yesterday evening before dinner. So we had cottage pie on Saturday night, and we reheated what was left for Sunday night. So that was warming in the oven, filling the house with this most amazing smell, because my husband's a brilliant cook. And it was about 4:20, and I was like, let's get in the car. Let's go in the car. And because the weather had died down, we were still under a warning until about 6, but it was completely fine by this point, at least where we were. And we got in the car and went for a drive around the local neighbourhood and looked at all the Christmas lights that everyone had up. There were fewer than usual. I think some people had taken some down because of the storm, but we couldn't see any real storm damage. It was just lovely. And hearing Robin's gasps of, look, lights, Christmas tree from the back was just lovely. I took my knitting with me, but it just sat in my lap and I just looked around and enjoyed it. So I think that's going to be a tradition we do every year. I didn't take any footage. As I said, I was unplugged for the whole weekend. But if you are able to go for a walk or a drive around your local area and see the lights, highly recommend it. It's such a cheap, well, it's free, apart from, whatever you use in fuel, way to spend half an hour, 40 minutes. And we got back to a piping hot cottage pie fresh out the oven. And that was it. I think we were all a bit tired though this weekend, and we all benefited from having an unplugged weekend. Robin actually fell asleep in my arms on Saturday night, I think it was. He was that tired. He fell asleep in my arms as I was cuddling him in bed, and he's not done that for such a long time, and I just treasured that moment because he's growing up so fast. So I treasured that moment, tucked him in, and then he was asleep before 6:30 that night. And that's what we did. And then this morning, went to go to playgroup. Unfortunately, it wasn't on. So we went to, Robin got it in his head, he wanted to go to the jungle. Quite how I was going to pull that one out of a hat, I don't know. But there is a cafe near us that's jungle themed. So I took him there in the hope that a jungle themed cafe might scratch the itch for jungles. And it did. And it was really reasonable as well, because it's a community cafe. So I bought him a packet of biscuits and a carton of strawberry milk, and it was £1.5p, which I think is brilliant. So it only cost me 5p more than playgroup would have done. And to be fair, probably cost me less, because usually after playgroup we wander around the charity shops, and I can't resist a charity shop. Anyway, that is it from me. I will check in with you later in the week. I don't think I'm going to do this every day now. I think actually, as much as I enjoyed doing it every day last year, and as much as I've been enjoying doing the editing and putting everything together so far this year, I think I just want to soak up the days and maybe put some little bits together across a few days at a time. But just to remind you that the giveaway for 1,000 subscribers, which now seems ridiculous because we're at 2,000, which is amazing, closes on the 14th. So you need to go back to the episode, I believe it's called Have I Cast On, from the 30th of November, and I need you to, if you would like to, you can watch the video, watch for the prompt, comment below, and that will enter you into the draw, which will definitely be for a skein of Fiberpunk's Big Gay Christmas Tree. So I really hope that you are enjoying the possibility of that. And also on any of these videos, if you want to have if you've got a question for me that you want to go into the Ask Me Anything video that I'll be releasing later in the month, then please drop those below as well. I hope you're having a lovely start to your week. Only 2 and a bit weeks to go till Christmas. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.